The Edmonton Oilers may be the most dangerous team heading into the NHL playoffs. Other than, of course, Conor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, there is tons to fear about this team. But if you remember correctly, it wasn't too long ago before the trade deadline where people were questioning whether or not this team could do any real damage. But now, there are three main reasons why the NHL should be deathly afraid of meeting this team in the playoffs. First is Mattias Ekholm. After GM Kenny Holland made a ballsy move to trade the quarterback of the NHL's best power play in Tyson Barrie for Mattias Ekholm, this team has been menacing ever since that trade. The Oilers are 14-2-1 with a 26-plus goal differential with Mattias Ekholm on the roster. The Ekholm effect has been monumental for the Oilers in every single way. Not only has he been a perfect partner to stabilize Evan Bouchard, but his presence has allowed the Oilers to play more effectively within their own roles. With Ekholm averaging 20 minutes a night, that has eased the load on Darnell Nurse for him to play his game more effectively. On both sides of the ice, Ekholm has made a difference. This, of course, has been very noticeable in helping the Oilers transition from their own end onto offense. Ekholm has been consistently able to weather the storm of forecheckers and make a play under pressure to get the puck moving up the ice. Of course, when the Oilers get themselves in defensive trouble or make a bad turnover, Ekholm has been solid at bailing them out as well. Watch him make a good play here to advance the breakout, but after an ill-advised turnover, Ekholm shows great defensive awareness to not only get in the passing lane, but then clear the zone right after. It's these little minute plays that have given the Oilers confidence that they've sorely needed in their own end for quite a while so that they can get on the offensive side of the puck as soon as possible. That leads us to the Oilers' nuclear weapon, which is the power play. This has been clicking at a ridiculous 35% since the trade deadline, and statistically, it has been one of the best power plays in NHL history this season. The Oilers run a 1-3-1 on the power play, so shout out to Jack Hahn on this illustration and brilliant explanation in his hockey tactics book. I'll leave that link in the bio so you can check out the full explanation. But basically, what makes this power play so great is where they place their two best weapons. Most power plays put their best options on each flank. For example, the Leafs have Matthews and Marner on either side, but the Oilers stack Draisaitl and McDavid in the same quadrant, and that opens up a bunch of 2v1 opportunities, which make it nearly impossible for a killer to defend. Not to mention that you have Hyman and Nugent-Hopkins cleaning up the rebounds, you get an unstoppable formula. This, of course, leads me to the last reason, which is why pretty much anyone should fear the Edmonton Oilers, and that's Conor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Listen, last year, the Oilers, in my opinion, weren't nearly as well assembled as they are this year. Despite that, they still made the conference final, and McDavid and Draisaitl dragged them all the way there with their unforgettable playoff performances. That's, of course, not to mention that Draisaitl was also playing on essentially one leg the entire time. At any moment, either one of these two players can take over an entire game, and that is a scary thought for any team that matches up with them. Now, for those three reasons, Edmonton will be a very tough out. The X factor that remains lies in the most important position in the sport, and that's in goal. Stuart Skinner's play has been solid as of late, but Skinner is a young goalie who is considered a rookie. Pressure can change everything about a goalie, so if the Oilers are going to go on a run, they need Skinner to just manage the game and not let in any soft goals. I mean, the Oilers are used to this with Mike Smith, but ideally, you get much more stable goaltending with Stuart Skinner in net this time around. So, how deep do you think the Oilers team will go this year in the playoffs? Let me know in the comments down below to be featured in our next video, just like Abraham is right here. And before we wrap it up, I want to thank our sponsor, Hockey Training. If you're a hockey player who wants to improve your game, the Hockey Training app and YouTube channel is the best place to be. Armed with drills inspired by some of the best NHL players in the world, it is the best place to take your game to the next level, both on and off the ice. If you're interested, I'll leave the links in the bio down below. And as always, if you enjoyed the video and want to see more just like it, click on any of the links right here.